Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Will. I just recently bought an Aventon Level. I was trying to find reviews online, but they were all kind of corporate reviews, and I kind of felt like they led me down the wrong path a little bit. So I thought I'd throw this short review together. I consider myself a cyclist, although I'm more recreational, but my other two bikes are a Linsky GR200, GR300, anyway, a Linsky titanium gravel bike, and a Yeti SB130. I built the Linsky up myself, so I know a bit about wrenching on the bike, so I feel like I knew how to deal with this bike. Tried to buy it locally, but they couldn't give me an ETA at all in my size, so I went to the Aventon webpage and I could get it in less than a week directly from them. So that's what I did. Came in a large, heavy box, but it was pretty simple to put together. Putting the wheels on, what else? Handlebar, stem, seat post, basic stuff. But it was pretty ready to go out of the box. So I just thought I'd do a shakedown. Most of my videos are just me recreating with my friends and family, so this probably be a one-off, but hopefully it finds the right people and it'll help you a little bit make your decision. Let's start with what I'd consider the elephant in the room with this bike, and that's the components that were advertised to come on it. Most of the reviews raved about the Shimano drivetrain and the Suntour fork, but it arrived with a Sunrace M40 rear derailleur, which has not been very impressive. A lot of clunky shifts. The fork is a Zoom Araya, which I had never heard of. I did look into it after it arrived. And I think it's a steel coil fork, which makes a lot of clunking noises when going over sidewalks and things. Tried to get the bike from a local bike shop, but they couldn't tell me when one would come in my size, which seemed a little odd. That shop has since gone out of business. No surprise there, really. But I was able to order this directly from Aventon, and when it showed up, it was like less than a week. So that was nice, especially during the pandemic with a lot of availability issues. Upon arrival, it seemed good to go. After about 5 miles, power started failing. It wouldn't. I would have to engage the throttle, then start pedaling. And then even that faded away. But I was able to. There was a kink in the front brake line upon delivery, so if I disconnected the brake kill switch for the motor, it would run perfectly. So I reached out to Aventon about that, and it took about 3 weeks to get a response. They did end up sending a new brake, a whole new front brake system, and I told them then that the battery jiggle, which has since been fixed, and all they did was send me this knob, which did not fix the issue. So then I dove into that problem with them. They had me take some photos of the terminals inside the bike down here, and I'll post some pictures there with it. The terminals were scorched, as were the battery, so they sent me a new terminal and a new battery, but it took a month to get those. I installed it, still had a loose battery. They indicated that their engineers had come up with a fix, which had me install a washer under this bolt here, which then changed the angle, and now the battery is solid. It never comes loose again. The brakes are terrible. These Bengal Aries 3 brakes, they make some nasty sounds. I've taken them apart, readjusted them, remounted them, tried sanding the brake pads. Front and rear both make the noise. I'm gonna put in some video comparisons here. I took the front brake off my mountain bike, which, you know, is a Shimano XTR dual piston brake set, and threw it on there, and you'll see the comparison video there. They work perfect. It's almost like the pads inside these calipers are a little loose, and I don't know, like they move around and amplify any noise, which radiates through this whole bike from this big aluminum and these fenders and things like that. The motor is very loud, but I've kind of just gotten used to that. Also saw a lot of people raving about these welds, how beautiful they are. Any of you guys that rode in the 90s and early 2000s remember the Cannondale versus Trek welding wars? Cannondale finished their welds and Trek did not. Trek's looked much more artisan and finished. So these aren't beautiful welds, they're finished welds to cover up any imperfections. So yeah, it looks nice, but it doesn't mean they're good welds. In fact, I doubt you can see from the light, there was gouging there. Overall though, the e-bike experience has been pretty good. My commute is about 18 miles one way. It was a big ask on my gravel bike. But I can get there utilizing, you know, the class 3 capabilities on the roads between here and the bike path. I can get there in about 55 minutes pretty easily. So I have enjoyed commuting on the e-bike. I contemplated selling this one and maybe building up one of my own, but I think I've decided, you know, to keep it. And this bike was, I think, $16.99. So it's by far the cheapest bike I own. And the only one with a motor, so that says something. So yeah, I certainly enjoyed commuting on it. These fenders have also been a bit of a pain to just try to keep aligned. I would be hard for me to recommend an Aventon just because their customer service was so poor. It is a sharp bike. I have a REI pannier laptop bag that I use for commuting. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. I could show you that installed. As far as anything else, yeah, I guess just the disappointment was initially were the components and the fork, the motor being so loud, and then just having kind of bad experience dealing with Aventon to get things, you know, straightened out. It does seem like we're in the right spot now. I am going to swap out these brakes. I'm just sick of them. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions below in the comments. I'll see what I can answer. Thanks.